so he's just going to go for the 4th base. The Lurkers are totally out of position because he's coming from such a weird angle, and the Zealots get right on top of the Lurkers. They're going to just eat them up for free, and suddenly Striker just caught with his pants down. He has to reinforce this position, but Dragoons are already on the high ground, and the 6 Storms are coming down. Jaeyoon playing beautifully, even on top of the Lurkers, and it's going to be really hard for Jaeyoon to hold on to this base. I have a feeling Striker's going to have just enough to bust it as more Zerg units join the fray here, and there's just no Storm to work with. So Hydralisks have free reign to just spit all over the Protoss army. A nice Storm coming in clutch at the end there, and he finally found the weak spot in the Zerg defense. He knows there's nothing at this 3rd base, but is he going to overcommit here? Because Striker's actually rallying his units back, getting Lurkers on top of the Protoss army.
Any of these moves?
Oh my god.
Oh, he's going to catch the majority of the Templars. That's going to be 4 Templars without casting a single. There's a big Storm hitting a decent chunk of army.
And he's going to be able to come in here into the Zerg's 4th base and completely kind of wreck it, meanwhile getting his army into the prime position to catch reinforcements. And I feel like Striker's going to take this fight, but it's going to be an absolute disaster for him. He's in such a nice position. All he had to do was use his hive, you know, get that defiler mount, get those Niduses out, and just never have time, and he GG's out.
And you can see the benefit of, okay, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, how does this go through your mind? I'm going to fake an FD. Protoss is going to build 100 million units. Of course I'm taking a 3rd base off of 3 tanks and 6 Marines. Like, and from what I know about Terran, for playing for 10 years, tanks do not hit air. They might be good on the ground. So once these first 2 come out, this is going to be Casper turning around.
And just clinically destroying this Terran army. He didn't even have to try, Nyokin. Just such patience.
Now, luckily for Grindboss, there's enough tanks to deal with the goons, so he may actually hold. But look at how fast the Goliath just actually dies. Somehow he gets a carrier, but
maybe we're just being Terran casters, Nyokin, and we think Terran's always losing, but it looks like Grindboss is in a good spot.
Yeah, it just seems like Casper has too much.
Basically denied the Terran's base. Now he's going to take this fight because he has the high ground to work with, but there's just so much Terran units. There's a lot of carriers, but just these Goliaths are underneath, and the thing is, in these specific situations, it's much harder to kind of focus down carriers. And look, again, he's going to lose more carriers. He's actually going to lose a lot of the carriers here. They're just completely out of position. But, oh, Grindboss is so close with these Goliaths. If he focuses them down, he gets the injured ones, gets 1 down, gets 2 down, might get 3 down. 3rd goes down, and that's massive.
He's now almost doubling the supply. There's nothing that Protoss can do to actually stop either of the armies.
Yeah, Casper is playing phenomenally this game. I mean, just bringing it back from that opening is really impressive. I mean,
you don't say. Casper with a 3rd base? Unbelievable.
He's getting his +1 air.
Dead base. Oh no! Catastrophe! And the gas is just barely out of range. He's missed it by like a pixel. Oh, and he missed his SCP transfer. I think this is an amazing fight for Jaeyoon.
Yeah, it could be. He's hitting right before there are any tanks, and actually, this is such a good composition for Jaeyoon because the Hydralisks are not getting touched, and they're outputting a ridiculous amount of damage, while the Mutalisks are basically tanking most of it, and he's just going to be able to break through here. No, you're totally right, Nyokin. Because there are no tanks, I mean, Jaeyoon's getting such value.
This is going to be the entire army of Grindboss, I imagine, getting wiped. Holy moly, that's a lot of Mutas.
Yeah, Jaeyoon's so smartly transitioning back into Mutalisks because Grindboss has had no vessels, and he's getting on top of the Terran mech army, and he's just absolutely going to destroy this army. There's really not much to say here. Casper can't really do anything about it, and the reality...
Looks like T came out for Casper. Not sure what that means. Maybe TT is what he wanted to type out. And I think if Casper had 1 more base, he would still be okay. But the fact that this is now going to be eliminated, and the fact that he's mined out in the main and natural, this is just over now. They're going to be able to deal with these Marines very easily. But now, oh no, he's going to lose a Dragoon for free, and you can't lose that versus an FD. Now, luckily for him, I guess, is on Reap the Storm. He at least has high ground, yes, but shield battery going down. But Marine DPS is actually crazy. The probes are being pulled off. I don't know how much that's actually going to help. The Vultures already have mines too. Here comes that Zealot and probes. Let's see if he can actually finish. Oh, he picks off 1 of the mines instantly. Zealot's already dead. Really good probes around, but there's only 2 goons here.
Yeah, that was a really good surround, but the thing is there's so many Marines, so many Vultures that the probes just get instantly melted, and now the problem is behind this there's going to be rally Vultures and we have no units as Protoss, so you know,
This is looking very bad for Protoss. I mean, I don't think Casper is going to be
Oh
able
no!
to, if he hits that mine, this game's basically over now. Casper can basically move out onto Dragon's main and he just GG's, yeah. Dragon's gonna come in here and deny. Now Dragon's actually losing a lot of units, just moving to the 6 o'clock. This is a huge blunder from Dragon. I wonder if the nerves are getting to him a bit. Sometimes he does slip up like that. Obviously he was moving his army here to just deny the 6 o'clock, and he's still bleeding more units. This is really bad. Casper is getting close to his timing. I mean, he doesn't have +2 on the way at all. He only has +1 armor. He forgot his +2. That's going to be a massive blunder, but Dragon is just bleeding units left, right, and center.
But there's so many mines here that there's going to be big losses for Dragon. Zealot eating a lot of the mines. Maybe the Dragoons can do some work here, but more reinforcements from Casper coming in, but that is a lot of goons on the high ground, so he may be able to deny this command center, but he lost his Nexus too, and meanwhile on the other side of the map, Casper is pushing too. He's not just sitting there and waiting, so he's going to try and end this game, but is it too much? Tanks on the high ground not being supported by these Vultures on the side. What are they doing? But there's just not enough Zealots.
But nice stasis going down there, and Zealots just walking in the front for free. The Vultures were out of position. There were no mines there, but still so many Terran units. The Dragoons coming from behind, and is this going to be enough? Oh my god, massive shots going down onto the Dragoons. They all die, and Casper has just enough to hold on, and Dragon GG's.